How's it going, everyone? It has been LoneVault Wanderer, back with another Fallout 76 video, and trying a slightly different video recording camera setup. I'm using my proper camera as opposed to my webcam over there, just because I think it's a slightly better quality, and I want to see what you guys think of it. If you actually prefer this setup, I might do it a little bit more often. It just takes a bit to set up, but yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. So today we're going to be talking about Fallout 76 and some new information that we have about the PvP in the game. Now, to be honest, I'm still slightly confused in terms of how PvP is actually going to operate in Fallout 76. I feel like we kind of know how it's going to operate, but we still don't know the specifics because Bethesda is being fairly vague about it. And I think that's because they truly don't know how it's going to operate, and that's why there's going to be a beta in the first place, so they can determine what players like, what they don't like, and then when the game is launched, PvP hopefully is going to be a little bit more fine-tuned and I guess more enjoyable in the end. So all of the articles for today's news are linked in the description below. Predominantly it's from PC Gamer and also multiplayer.it. It's an Italian website which actually interviewed Todd Howard, and PC Gamer translated the Italian transcript into English. They used Google Translate, but they pretty much got the gist of it anyways. And specifically I want to talk about what Todd mentioned about how PvP is going to work in the game, and based off of that I want to talk about some of my worries and concerns about how PvP is going to operate with regards to player level in Fallout 76. So the PC Gamer article says the following. Also in the interview, Todd Howard states that players on the level 5 can't be killed by other players in PvP. He also says this feature might change before Fallout 76 is released. Though PvP is already optional and you don't need to fight other players if you don't want to, this sounds like it could let low-level players dip their toes into PvP without risking their lives if they bite off more than they can chew. On the other hand, it raises additional questions. What if two low-level players square off and neither of them can die? And when PC Gamer mentions the fact that PvP is optional, they actually link another one of their articles, and I want to read that for you as well because it explains a little bit more how PvP is going to operate in the game. Mind you, this is older information, but it's necessary background information to discuss the fact that if you're under level 5, you can't actually die. So that article states the following. Bethesda's Pete Hines addressed PvP in a recent interview with Variety, assuring players that Fallout 76 is not PvP focused. It is important to note this is not just a full-on PvP game where you get in the world and everyone shoots everyone, Hines told Variety. It's more like a challenge to another player. Hines also said Bethesda is working on anti-griefing systems and that you won't lose all your items if you're killed by another player. He also mentioned a revenge thing you can opt into and try to go head to head, which sounds like a way to minimize PvP. And then the article continues by stating that the exact details are still a little unclear. Yes, I agree, the details are certainly still unclear at this stage, but here's what I think PvP is going to be like in Fallout 76. If I'm wrong or if I've missed anything, please again let me know in the comments below. But I think PvP is going to operate on the basis of, yes, when you join a server, you're not going to be able to just randomly go kill people. Pete Hines specifically said that. So how is it actually going to work? I think that before you get into any PvP encounters in the game, you're going to have to issue a challenge to another player and then they accept, or other players issue a challenge to you and then you accept. Now, mind you, when we initially saw the Fallout 76 gameplay footage at E3, it didn't seem like that. It just seemed like some random person shot a rocket launcher at you and you had to defend yourself, and then that player actually killed the other person and got experience and caps as a reward. So there didn't seem to be a challenge issuing system like there is in Borderlands. If you've ever played Borderlands, you'll know when you're playing with other people, you can actually issue challenges to someone by hitting them with your melee weapon, and then you get into a battle, and then whoever wins. And then you don't actually die, you just instantly respawn and you go up on your way. When we saw the Fallout 76 footage at E3, it didn't seem to operate at all like that. It was more of an organic, natural progression where when you encountered someone, you just tried to shoot them. But based on this information, it seems like PvP doesn't actually work like that in the game. Yet, we're still not sure how the whole issuing challenges to other players thing works. And presumably, it's not going to be the case where when you encounter someone, you go up to them, talk to them, and then that's how you issue challenges, because then it'd be just weird if you walked back away and then started fighting. Because again, that's not how the footage looked in the Fallout 76 E3 footage that was shown in their press conference. It seems like beforehand, somehow, someone issued a challenge and they accepted it. So when the players eventually met on the map, they just started battling it out. So I think that the way it's going to work is that somehow in the menu system, or perhaps via your Pip-Boy, you can issue challenges to players that are in your server, and then they can accept your challenges for PvP via the Pip-Boy. And because when you open your map, you can see where other players are, then once you accept those challenges, you can walk to the person you've issued a challenge to and that they've accepted, and then fight amongst another, and then PvP works like that. I think that's how it's going to work. If I'm wrong, or if I've missed anything, again, let me know. But that's my general understanding, even though it could still change upon release. But of course, the new information about PvP is that when you're under level 5, even if you do decide to engage in the PvP, when you lose a battle, you don't actually die. It's just like Borderlands, right? You go along your merry way. You don't die, you don't lose your items. Even though when you're above level 5, you don't lose your items either. But at least below level 5, you're just going to stand right back up, it seems, after you've lost a PvP battle and just go along your way. So I think that is a good way to try and help lower level players just try PvP without necessarily getting demolished by other people. But this is the thing that has me really worried, right? What if you're not under level 5, but you're still a low level? What if you're level 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever it is, and all these other people that are in the server that you're playing are like level 40 or level 50. We don't know what the level cap is going to be in Fallout 76. And even if it wasn't the largest level cap, let's say you're a new player or someone that hasn't played in a while and you're only level 10 or level 15. How are you going to compete with other people in a server that have not just a really high level, but also really good weapons and really good power armor? I'm genuinely worried that PvP might get a little bit out of hand when players that are a really high level and have all that good equipment are able to absolutely demolish other people in PvP scenarios. And yes, again, you have to actually, it seems anyways, issue a PvP challenge or accept one. So you can't just be killed randomly by high level players. Anyways, I hope that's how it's like. But still, what's going to happen when you do want to engage in PvP, but you're in a server with a bunch of high level players? Is that effectively going to lock you out of trying PvP, or at least frighten you to do so? Because if you engaged in it, you're probably going to die. That's what kind of has me worried about Fallout 76 PvP. And in terms of trying to fix this, I think it would be a good idea that when you open up Fallout 76 and you just play the game, because remember, you don't pick a server, you just automatically join the world and there are other people in there. But I think that the world that you join should have players that are of a similar level to you, at least where that's possible. Because what happens when we get to the stage where not many people are playing Fallout 76 and you're a low level, but everyone else is playing at a high level? Does that mean you can never actually join a server because no one's actually at your level? No, that's obviously not a good idea, but the way it should operate is if there are possible servers that have players that are of a level very similar to you, then those should be the servers that you join first. And then it becomes a tiered system. If those servers aren't available, then you go to the next higher level server, and so on and so on. I think that would be a great way to kind of match people of similar levels and allow them to still try PvP if they want to. And then again, if you don't want to, you don't have to. But at least when you want to fight someone, I think you should be in a server where that PvP and confrontation is actually feasible. Otherwise, it's not going to be fun and people are never going to want to engage in PvP. And yes, I understand that if you die, you're never actually going to lose your items, but more so it's about the fun, right? You don't want to die a bunch of times if you actually want to do some PvP. But anyways, Wastanders, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. What do you think about the article and the fact that when you're actually under level 5, you can't die in PvP? What do you think about my concerns and how do you think Bethesda should be addressing those? And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.